Man, what's up, y'all? This is Stub, and I'm with.
What's up, people? It's Big Black and Unsuccessful. PD, the CEO.
We
This
here.
is my co-host.
We here,
Stub.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
We here, man.
I don't know if
edibles alone.
I don't know if he under the weather or if he just a fair weather friend right now. I don't know what he got going on. But he ain't feeling it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Just had some good gas, that's all.
Word. Anyway, what's popping, people? You know what I'm saying? This is Big Black and Unsuccessful.
We here, man.
Today I would say there's been an action-packed week in the city, in the United States, and in the world. You know what I'm saying? You got the little virus shit going on.
Yeah.
That they say about to take over the United States.
The coronavirus.
The Hennessy virus. Then you got tapes and video popping up with the cop arresting the 6-year-old girl, putting the zip ties around her wrist. You know what I'm saying? While she's screaming, "Help, help, help." I don't even think they're supposed to arrest little kids like that. They're supposed to call parents. But anyway, and then you got of course, the primaries was here in South Carolina. South Carolina was big time. I don't remember us ever being big time. I remember being like Iowa and shit like that.
We've been doing the first in the South primary for I forget what year we started, but it was 2000 something.
But it seemed like this year it was heavy because there was like the black vote.
Because they're saying the winner of this primary will actually go on to be the front runner for the Democratic nomination for president to face off against the Donald.
I ain't realized this many black people live here now.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about like every year we getting like thousands.
Man, a lot of these people need to take their ass back home.
Motherfuckers showing up like changing the whole.
No,
because they was talking online about how the state normally go Republican, but like because we got so many motherfuckers moving in this motherfucker, and this is the number one destination for millennials. So it's like
really,
yeah.
Why?
Listen, it's by the water. The weather ain't too bad, and goddamn for rich motherfuckers it ain't.
I guess it's also like that when you live here.
Yeah, it all depends on where you live. If you live here and you don't gotta work, this is a beautiful motherfucking place. Yeah. If you gotta work, like the girl at Churches on Dorchester Road, woo! Shorty was mad at me for placing the order. Goddamn, I'm mad. I want to apologize to you for placing the order. Today? About 30 minutes ago.
Goddamn.
She was mad at me. Then she looked over at my wife like, you know how black women look at a black man with a white woman? Yeah. That's how she looked at my wife like, this bitch.
Why? Why she do her like that?
I don't even know why. I don't even know.
She's not too fair skinned.
But you know what I'm saying?
You can tell she black.
I got me a black queen, but that's the way she looked at her. She looked at her like,
damn, I want you to just, never mind, I don't want to put nobody on blast, but I kind of know who you're talking about.
She was working the window, black girl, big ass attitude. Anybody who ever been to Churches on Dorchester, I'm pretty sure you know who she is. She mad at you for ordering food, which ultimately pays for her to actually work.
But she picked that fucking job.
Picked the job. I wanted to really park the car and go tell her, I don't know if you know, but you can quit this shit. You don't gotta work it.
Anytime you're ready, man.
I really be wanting to. I think I'm gonna start telling people that shit. Honestly.
Oh man, you got to have some couth.
But I feel like that's beneficial.
Yeah, but you gotta have some.
I feel like they don't know.
Man, no, but you might come across the wrong person, and that person might be the one to try to attack and kill you, man. These people are crazy out here, man.
That's true.
Cause trust me, I'd be doing the same thing that you ready to do too.
But I just be wanting to the feeling of empowerment. You know what I'm saying? Like you be wanting to empower people and let them know, like, yo, you really don't have to do this shit. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how to convey that message because she really was upset.
What'd you order?
Goddamn 3 chicken strips and some fries.
That's all you ordered?
The normal shit on the...
It wasn't hard to ring up or nothing. It wasn't nothing extraordinary.
I asked for barbecue sauce, right?
You wanted it on the side?
No, just a little packet.
Okay.
So
you had to do something to trigger this little girl.
No, but listen, she already been mad when I had her the card. When I had her the card, keep in mind I said the order. She said, pull forward for your
The total.
pull forward for your total, sweetie. All right, cool.
She
She wasn't like the happiest person when she said that, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You throw out a term of endearment, you know, sweetie. That's cool. That's reassuring.
Okay.
Pull around. As soon as I pull around, she came to the window. I had my card. Goddamn. What was your order again?
Oh shit.
So I'm like, you know, like,
Check this out though.
damn, I just ordered.
Check this out though. What if the whole time she was a fan and recognized your voice
Okay.
or saw you in the camera?
Okay.
Then when you wheel your ass around,
Right.
she saw that one sitting in the passenger seat.
But that's what I think it was. That's what I think it was. Because, see, she said, what's your order again? Once I pulled up to the window and down the window.
Mm-hmm.
So when I pulled up to the window and down the window, you might have seen the little one sitting next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got what's your order again? I done delete your whole order. I want you to be mad that I deleted your order, and I want you to pull the fuck off. The nerve of you to pull up here with this bitch. That's my thoughts.
Why gotta be all that?
I don't know why, but that's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think it was about me per se.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So wait a minute. So Miss Thang get on people's nerves and don't even say shit.
Obviously.
All she got to do is be seen.
Obviously.
Well, that's a hell of a power.
Listen, I put it on her because of the way I hand the girl a card, and the girl gave her a look like this right here, like on some the nerve.
Listen, man, I know we're digressing, but man, listen, man, you and that one over there, man, y'all something else, man. Because listen, man, I try to watch the other shows, man, but I can't deal with the Double D show, man.
Can't deal with it?
No, because when them two ladies start talking about biscuits popping and all kind of, I lost it. I can't. And I was sitting in bed. I'll PD let this shit even ride.
Listen, that's the drinks and discussion is.
I can't fuck with the Double D crew.
Drinks and discussion is fuck what a nigga say show.
I see that.
That's what it is. Fuck what a nigga say show.
Because I said to myself, this what we doing now? This how we rocking?
Listen, I don't even listen while we recording. I wait. I zone it out. I zone it out until goddamn, you know, I go to listen to it on Spotify. But I don't even listen while they recording because it's the fuck what a nigga say show.
Man, I can't do. And that's what I call them, the Double D squad. Them two there are nuts.
That nigga said what? Fuck what a nigga say.
That's exactly what it looks like.
That's what that show is. Fuck what a nigga say show.
Melissa Renee and the goddamn mixologist. I don't know how they say that shit. I don't know. but that's what it is though. You know what I'm saying? Man. But anyway, shout out to, you know, Shorty. I hope, you know, you have a long, prosperous career wherever you want to. You know what I'm saying? Just quit that job. But anyway. I swear to God, it's because she saw that one sitting in the passenger seat.
Listen, that's what I felt, man.
No, she probably cheesing up.
Then I had the sauce, and she had the sauce in there, but I read honey over the top. Yeah. I didn't know it was honey barbecue. I thought
so you just insulted her.
So I said, excuse me, ma'am. Can I get the barbecue sauce? It's in it, man. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Oh, no, man.
God,
no. You ain't gonna do me like that. You ain't gonna do me like that, man.
What I do to you? I felt bad. I thought
you ain't gonna do.
I started thinking about the past. Like, do I know her?
No, something.
Like, did we meet before? Like,
I know. The something. Like, oh, I was probably that one. They
listen. While we still been in the line, she talking. And you know what? Don't come back to this shit no more. Don't you come back to this churches no more. You don't need to be dealing with that shit.
Oh, and I know that. Ooh, and I know that little Columbia twang was on tilt.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway.
Now that's an adventure, man.
But yeah, man, what you think about this virus shit floating around, man?
I don't know, man. I keep seeing reports that us highly melanated people really don't have too much to worry about. Keep your hands clean.
Ain't true, man.
You never know, man.
People overseas got some type of melanin.
No. Where? Russia?
No,
China?
China, yeah.
I mean, I know there's black Chinese, but
They got
come
a
on,
little
man.
slice.
Okay, man, whatever, man. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it might be true, it might not. I just don't want
I don't
to put
know.
out the wrong info,
But another thing, I keep looking and like this isn't new.
right.
This is like a new version, just like the flu goes through version.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
when I had the flu, I looked that shit up and like to see where it came from, all of that shit. And they was talking about how different animals, like shit, jump species most of the time by people eating,
eating the flesh of the
exotic
animal, right.
animals that they shouldn't, that already got the disease. So, and it's like, it's so many types of these viruses.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got the flu virus, that's a type, and they got different types of flu.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got corona, and it's different types of corona, and it's like so many other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way down to the Spanish, the Black Plague, all of these shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like they're saying, like what is the demographic that's dying from it? Is it older people and kids? Is it? I mean,
I think anybody who
do you have to be already sickly?
Not necessarily, but it's a situation where I think if it ain't treated fast enough, then you know.
Oh, well, that's
anything.
Yeah,
and of course, you know, you got of course, like younger people and older people are more
susceptible.
Yeah, that's the word. I ain't want to say it and say it wrong.
I know that's right because I thought I said it wrong just now. But
so that's those groups, of course, would be closer to being in a risk area as far as something happening to them or dying from it. But I think we got the first death from the disease.
Yeah, that's West Coast. That was on the West Coast. Yeah. I believe it was.
I was walking in Target, man. Niggas I was like, oh shit, let me get.
Yeah, but the only reason why you're noticing it now is because of what's going on in the news. People been nasty.
Well, for me,
that's why I can't see how not y'all people, but I can't see how people go to the movie theater to sit in a heated or cooled box with hundreds of other people breathing in their germs, breathing in their air. How do people do that?
But I guess technically you do that everywhere.
No,
you work in a warehouse, that ain't nothing but a box.
Yeah, okay, but it's not as confined and as. Come on,
right,
man.
But the air is dirtier from the machines, different things.
Oh man,
but I get what you're saying.
Always, man. No, you don't. Man, you always do that shit, man. You always got to.
Talking about it.
You always got to. Man, look, man. Water's wet.
You always got a different perspective.
Yeah. I'm just saying, no, PD. The water's fucking wet. Yeah, it is. But it leaves a film when it dries. What?
You comparing a movie theater to
a movie theater? You're in a little ass box with like 100 people.
Okay.
There's people coughing and hacking and all that. I was just saying, I don't know how people go to those things.
I feel you, but But
then here you go. Well, if you work in a warehouse.
Yeah, because I'm trying to understand correlation. Because if you go to a restaurant, that's like 20, 30, 40, 50 people inside a box.
Yeah.
You go to fast food, same shit. You go to the store, same shit. Now some stores are big.
But you're not sitting in these places, okay, other than work, which is 8 hours or 12, depending on where you work.
Right. What the?
Why the fuck do you bring her, man?
It's disrespectful, man. It's disrespectful.
Why? Then I feel like are y'all purposely trying to sabotage my show, man?
It ain't us.
Yeah, man.
It ain't us. I say her. I say her.
What are you mean?
Nigga, listen, that's some motherfucking wife. You can't do nothing with a wife. With
a
wife, you can't do nothing.
So that's what I'm saying. So you trying to sabotage? You trying to sabotage our little show for this shit? Is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm saying. It ain't a us thing. It's a her thing. You see what I'm saying? You gotta, And I just bought her headsets. But anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
But anyway, I got you. So
no, but I understand what you're saying. If you think about it, we're all in little boxes with people breathing in each other's air. But some things are more intimate, and you're sitting in there for,
extended periods of time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I got you. And that's just the whole thing, man. Like, I guess everywhere you go, you facing threats.
Yeah.
But some certain things, like me getting the flu, exposed me to, you know what I'm saying, paying more attention to this shit.
Right.
Had I not gotten the flu, I wouldn't have paid no attention. Felt like I've been more invincible and shit.
I got the flu for the first time this year.
Right.
For the first time since 1990.
Shit, I ain't never had it.
And that was because I just came back from overseas, back to the United States.
Right.
You know, so it was different atmosphere or whatever, however you want to put it. But man, that shit was. Oh man, that was a rough one.
Yeah, that shit was different.
Well, it sure helped me quit smoking them cigarettes though.
Yeah, that shit was different for me. But that's what it made me think about, like me walking in the store and like people are hacking up and all of that. And it's just like now you kind of your spider sense is hearing it more now. And it's like, shit.
And you watching them, man, are they coughing in their elbow, they coughing in their hand, and touching stuff.
And it's like, why am I in this store again?
Yeah.
How long I need to be in this motherfucker?
But hey, I tell you what I've been doing my old self. I done started taking my vitamin C and my vitamin D.
Yeah.
Daily. Just to help myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially after that flu episode, man. I don't want to go through that no more, man.
I feel you.
That was ridiculous.
But yeah, I think that that shit is crazy. I just hope that it ain't as bad as the CDC saying it is, and you know what I'm saying.
Well, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be.
I just hope it ain't. You know what I'm saying, and that'll make our president, feel like he right. But I don't give a fuck. I hope that the shit ain't as bad as you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers.
But they're also saying he could have done more to thwart it.
They don't even got shit to. They don't even got shit to in most of the hospitals to diagnose you with it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's why people gonna be dying from it, because most hospitals ain't equipped to handle this shit, and that's what the problem that come to me. Because they saying he could have had that shit handled where you got more machines, more things that can detect it, more tests. Then he could have handled it like they did with the Ebola situation.
But the symptoms are all similar to flu-like symptoms.
Exactly. And that's what they were saying, like with President Obama with the Ebola situation. It was like, we the United States, you got to send motherfuckers over there to help them motherfuckers get it right so that it doesn't come over here. And because he didn't do that shit, now it's coming here. You can stop flights from China all you want to. A motherfucker just going to take a flight to Europe and then take a flight in.
But he cut so much out of other departments' budgets for this wall thing, man.
Right.
He basically didn't have nobody to send.
Including the CDC.
Including the CDC.
Yeah. And see, that's my main problem with, because we was talking about it at the job. Girl was like, well, what's so wrong with Trump? And she was like, y'all act like Trump ain't did nothing right, and y'all act like Obama did everything right. Mm-hmm. And I said, listen, let me explain something to you. I said, nah, President Obama ain't did everything right. I said, but let me say this. Trump ain't did everything wrong. I said, the big problem I have with Trump is he put idiots in positions where we need smart people. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have dumb motherfuckers running education? Why do you have a motherfucking oil person running the EPA? You see what I'm saying? Like, why are you putting stupid people in key positions? Mm-hmm. You can run around all you want to and be, a reality star. As long as the people who run in the government actually know how to run the government.
I can see that. I can dig that.
Other than that, like, I was talking to wifey and I was like, I said, it's a reason why hip hop loved Trump. It's a reason. The nigga was himself. The nigga had bread. He been over the top, flamboyant and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, and that's the type of shit that he got in the office right now. Just put motherfuckers in place who know what they doing. Yeah. They ain't gonna do nothing but make you look good.
But when he first got in, he did that. Then as it turns out, as it's been going on, he doesn't feel he can trust these people, so he ousts them and replaced them with people that he can trust. Even though they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
But you can't be committing crimes and expect career motherfuckers who know what they're doing to allow that shit.
What crimes?
All that shit been proven. We don't gotta go into that.
What are we talking about that for? I mean, he's been acquitted.
No, all that shit been proven.
Nah, if it was proven, he wouldn't be president.
Nah, that ain't true.
No, okay. Well,
all you need is your friends to vote you out.
I guess, whatever.
If you go to a rape case and all your frat brothers is the people in the jury, guess what? You free.
You comparing that to rape? But okay, brother. Okay. Because I tell a motherfucker to investigate somebody. Yeah. Wow.
You think that's like simple?
I mean, what do you mean? Investigating.
Like, do you think that's like a simple thing?
Of course not.
Yeah, that ain't something simple. That's kind of like locking up your opponent in a sense.
Well, I mean, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win.
I mean, if you want peace, prepare for war. That's what it is. I understand the logic. The whole point is you can't run a country that way. That's all.
The country's been ran that way since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Maybe that's the logic that most people take that I don't think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the shit always been crooked, why we give a fuck about the nigga being openly crooked?
I mean, shit. I can just go back to the 60s. And I ain't even talking about domestically, like with Malcolm and Martin and all them. Shit, we was paying motherfuckers to try to kill Castro in Cuba.
Yeah, but you can take it further than that. You can come up to recent years. You can go to the Obama years.
I was about to come that way.
Yeah,
I'm saying, so old Trumpy Trump, he just out in the open with it. Fuck y'all.
Yeah. So that's what I'm like, for myself, I don't know why I view it differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get why I view it differently. Is it because he way out in the open? Because Bush been all out in the open and he been dumb as fuck. But the nigga been smart enough and he had to counsel his dad to put smart people in positions that made sense in order to keep the government running, and you just be the figurehead.
But you know what gets me? I come from a military family. And what I don't get is you veterans,
right,
talking crazy about your president.
Okay.
Y'all not supposed to do that.
Why not?
Because you're not.
Why not? Soldiers can't be political.
You're still a soldier.
Not in the sense of working for them. I'm a veteran. If you don't have veterans speak out, then you have vets dying in the veterans hospital.
Yeah.
If you don't have veterans speak out, then you have, the current soldiers, you know what I'm saying, suicide rate go even higher than it already is, and that shit higher than a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to go through some shit, recognize that it's wrong, and come back and say, yo, that shit was kind of fucked up. Don't do that shit to no Tuskegee Airmen. Don't put them experiments on them. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't do the shit that y'all, like, correct the shit that you did wrong. And that's the only thing speaking out really means. That's why I don't support motherfuckers who say, oh, fuck Trump and everything he stand for. Kanye West them going and fucking with Trump and getting people out of jail. Fuck that nigga, why they working with him? See, I don't like people like that.
I dig it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, like, if we can work together for a cause to make some shit happen, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, we don't have to be, like the laws of power say, learn how to use your enemies. I'm cool with using my enemies. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they say. They'll be in debt to you, so they have more to prove. Whereas your friends feel entitled to everything that you do for them. I'm your friend. You're supposed to do that. I'm your homeboy. You're supposed to give me a job. You know what I'm saying? Whereas an enemy is like, yo, I gotta constantly prove myself to this motherfucker to make sure he know, like, yo, we good.
Well, that's why in the end, sometimes your enemy be your most loyal motherfucker.
Exactly. Because you know where they stood. You know the distance to keep them. Whereas your friend don't have no limits. They don't have that distance between, and they feel entitled. So with Trump, that's what I feel like the Democratic Party is. Democratic Party was our friend. They feel entitled. They entitled to the black vote. We don't gotta do shit for the motherfuckers. Yeah. We don't gotta do nothing. All we gotta do is chill, and they're gonna show up. They're gonna vote for us. They're gonna do what we tell them to do. Whereas the Republicans, I feel like they was the enemy. So, Republicans, y'all want our vote? And them motherfuckers is like, nah, we cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it puts us in a position where we like, okay, now we looking at this field of Democrats and we like, okay, who the fuck we gonna vote for? And the old people like, vote for Biden because he been with Obama. He can call Obama for help. No, the fuck he can't.
But then after that, I say after okay, Bernie. But then after that shit fell off fast. Who the hell was these people?
I'm gonna tell you who I fuck with. I would probably say I more so fuck with Bloomberg reluctantly, or even Steyer.
But Bloomberg came from the same place Trump did.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they almost grew up together, but Trump might be older than him.
But that's my point. The fact of the matter is, if you want to beat Trump, the way Trump won was by being an unorthodox non-politician with money. So because he had money, people looked at him like he runs successful businesses.
But that fucker wasn't spending his own money. He jump-started it with his money. He was raising some bread.
He didn't spend his own money, and he ain't as successful as motherfuckers think he is.
No, he's a regular businessman.
All he do is license his name.
Yeah.
So, but people don't think about that. They don't know that. All they know is they see all these buildings with Trump on the top. So they figure, oh, well, damn, that's his building. That's his building. That's his building. No, so they're looking at it like he's a successful businessman. So that's why I think,
It's the same thing with McDonald's, Burger King,
right?
Franchises. It's the same thing.
That's why I think Bloomberg would have been cool. Well, he's still in it, but that's why I think he would have been cool because of the fact that he rich like this nigga. He could run with this nigga. And, pretty much they fit that same criteria. They ain't always been nice to black people. They ain't always been, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got the same hiccups, but at the same time, Bloomberg investing $300 million into black communities.
But Trump mixed with black people more than Bloomberg ever did.
Not recently. Not in the last 5 to 10 years. Because this nigga stopped with being the governor and this nigga started doing shit within the community. He invested $300-400 million into black communities.
I have to correct you. He was the mayor of New York.
Well, yeah, mayor. But he started investing into black communities. Okay. Started investing into black businesses. Even his initiative, he want to get 1,000 black people in homes and in businesses. You see what I'm saying? Like, he the only one with a black initiative. You see what I'm saying? But the problem with him is what we know of him. So do we go with the racists we know? Or do we give a new racist a chance?
Why everybody keep calling these people? Why? I mean,
just based off action.
So racism is just based off their little actions. I mean, what has you know what? I don't want to get into that.
Nah, let me say this real quick. We talked about it earlier. Racism is a system.
It is a system.
They operating within the system.
They operate.
How can they be anything but racist?
But they didn't create the system.
They didn't create the system. They work within it. So now when you recognize, damn, I'm doing the same shit, let me try to correct myself, I can fuck with you.
Yeah.
Because the system is, you coming up, you ain't paying attention to motherfuckers being done wrong. You just doing your shit. So, if you the teacher's pet, you don't know that you the teacher's pet necessarily.
So that sounds like to me, you was almost a Tom Steyer guy.
I never went with...
Was that basically his platform, that exact same thing you just were saying?
I never rocked with Tom simply because maybe I seen him too much. Soon as Trump got elected, that nigga was like, fuck Trump. TV commercials, hey, fuck Trump. Video commercials, hey, fuck Trump. Hey, before you watch this YouTube video, fuck Trump. You know what I'm saying? And it was
I sold my business,
and
went back and started providing in the community with my own bank.
So the nigga cool. Like I like what he stand for. You know what I'm saying? But I also know what the things that he did. But all of them did shit. And that's the point. Like, we could have picked a better crop of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest, we could have picked a better crop of motherfuckers to run. Because when you got to say all these motherfuckers is guilty, it's some people that you could have picked that ain't even necessarily guilty. I could have fucked with Andrew Yang.
Who?
Exactly. But I could have fucked with him. He was looking to give a median income, $1,000 a month per person. And people looking at it like, well, that shit ain't doable. Yeah, it's doable. And guess what? If you have a median income, that means that people are supplemented. Older folks are supplemented. They can live. They don't have to pick between food and prescription. Younger people are supplemented. They can pay for school. They can get themselves together. They can save up. They can get the fuck up out their parents' house so that their parents can actually retire at some point in life. You see what I'm saying? Like, you creating a system that is about money benefiting and paying into the system. You know what I'm saying? Everybody paying taxes. Everybody earns income, opposed to just being given a stipend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just the whole point. Like, that shit could have worked. And now you eliminate homelessness. Now you eliminate the hunger. You see what I'm saying? Like, you eliminating certain things just by putting people in positions of power. Because food stamps ain't a position of power. Food stamps is a stipend. You can't pay that bill off and goddamn get yourself together. Like, you can't do that with food stamps. This is just some money to give you some food. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, Medicaid, Medicare, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Those shits are not, they're not something that can benefit you on a daily basis as far as your household.
Right.
But if you got a G coming in and it's 2 people in the household and you working, now you're in a position where you can save money. Now you're in a position where you can put things up and have something for a rainy day to where your medical bill ain't gonna take you under.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You being out of work ain't gonna mean you lose your home. So like, people have good ideas. Do that mean they're supposed to be president?
No.
No, they just got good ideas. So let's take your good idea, let's put it with this candidate that we like, and let's run that motherfucker up the pole. You know what I'm saying? Just my logic. But this whole election shit, I think I just kind of, this wave right here, I'm just kind of let that shit go. Let it be what it's gonna be. Like, just let it flow.
Man, old Trump will get 4 more, man. Ain't none of these people gonna beat this, man.
Definitely.
Ain't none of these people gonna beat this, man. Hillary had him beat. Hillary beat him. But hey, it's just how the cookie crumbles. That's why we need to elect off popular vote only.
Yeah. The
Electoral College was created when the United States wasn't even 50 fucking states or this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
That shouldn't even count.
It don't work, but it ain't, the people in power ain't gonna let that happen because they know how to tweak the system. So, you know what I'm saying? As long as it works, the last 2 Republican presidents didn't win the popular vote.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, like, I'm tired of the rhetoric online, listening to motherfuckers who just talking just to have an opinion. They don't even believe in the shit that they spewing. And then you having a real conversation with these motherfuckers and they just really just bullshit around, like, because they ain't got shit to do at home, like, and it's like you really having this conversation because you don't want motherfuckers who read this shit to believe the shit they saying.
Right.
But it just gets to a point where, you know what? If y'all believe that shit, believe that shit. If y'all cool with that shit, be cool with that shit.
Yeah, be you, baby.
Okay. I don't got time for all that shit.
Yeah. That's why I don't really like to jump into those little combos, man. Because, everybody, just like basically what you're saying, a lot of people fucking playing. And, I don't got time to go back and forth with people playing, man.
They used to say 2 things you don't talk about: politics and religion. You know what I'm saying? I remember my uncle and my pops used to get into it every holiday. Because he was a Muslim and he was a Christian.
Oh, man. Seen plenty of those.
Get into the arguments all the time.
Seen plenty of those.
One other thing I seen was the young girl. I guess the footage was from last November. It was a young girl in the classroom. I guess she was acting out at school. So they called the resource officer or the police officer, whoever it was, put the low restraints behind, put her arms behind her back, put her in restraints. You know what I'm saying? She crying, screaming, put her in the police car. 6-year-old. And you know what I'm saying? Like, all you hear is her screaming. You hear the teacher saying, do you have to do that to her? And he's like, I mean, yeah, you know, we got to do this. And then he's talking and he's like, this is my 3,000th arrest. How old is she? Is she 8 years old? How old is she? And the people was like, she's 6. And he was like, oh yeah, that's definitely the youngest out of my 3,000th arrest.
Oh, so he was bragging.
He's bragging.
He still have a job?
No.
He was terminated.
He was terminated. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the people who were smart enough to have that mentality. But at the same time, it's the system that put him in that position to be saying it's my 3,000th arrest. And I don't give a fuck about the little girl and her age and what it's going to do to her.
What did the little girl do?
They said the girl was acting out.
Acting out.
And that's, you know what that means.
I know what the fuck that means.
You know what I'm saying? That don't necessarily call for them being arrested.
Was she acting out normally or was she acting out niggardly?
I would assume.
They said she had a temper tantrum. She was kicking, screaming, hitting. I guess the teachers who were trying to calm her down.
So she had a temper tantrum. She was kicking, screaming, and you know, I guess hitting at the teachers who was trying to calm her down.
So the resource officer comes in or whatever.
Yeah.
And he restrains said little girl.
He restrains her, puts her in the police car.
Who, prior to him arriving, is acting out in such a manner to where it's almost violent.
I would go with that. I would say that. In my opinion.
That's a child.
In my opinion, you would
take her and isolate her.
In my opinion, you would. Okay, you would take her to the office.
I understand that part.
Just my
so
opinion.
What are you going to do? You're going to grab her as she's kicking and screaming and hollering and blah, blah, blah. You're going to grab this child?
The police did, eh?
That's what I'm saying. But he restrained her.
Okay.
Now, I'm pretty sure, I would hope that he at least put her arms in front of her.
No. He had her arms behind her back, walking her down the hall. But my point is, point is, if my daughter is acting out in that manner, one of the first things you should be doing is contacting me, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you might not be able to stop in the moment and say, "Let me call your dad" or whatever, like. But somebody should be contacting me to come get my child. If my kid is sick, you gonna contact me.
Well, it wasn't like dude could take her to a jailhouse and put her in a holding cell.
Well, that's the point. Why are you putting her in the back of the police car?
To calm her ass down.
Nah, this is a 6-year-old kid.
Come on, man. You know damn well he couldn't arrest a 6-year-old.
Have you ever called the police on one of your 6-year-old kids?
Man, I never called the police on none of my children. I was the fucking police.
That's the point. Have you ever, as an adult, seen a 6-year-old kid that you had to call the police on?
Never.
They could have been fighting your kid. They could have been in your yard.
Almost all schools have a resource officer, so you wouldn't have to call them per se.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They're already there.
They're already there.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. Even alert him to this that's going on.
Yeah, even alerting him because you don't want to get sued as a teacher because teachers can't touch these students.
Right.
And the first thing a parent going to do is cut up on a teacher.
Right.
So I understand that. You call a resource officer. Okay, Mr. Resource Officer, you need to take this child. Now, where do you take this child? Do you take this child and restrain her behind her back like a criminal and then put her in the car? Because you don't know what's going on with this little girl. Is this little girl being beat at home? Is she being raped? Is she being molested at school? Why is this little kid acting out? So do we add more trauma on top of what is obviously going on with this kid?
What grade is a 6-year-old in?
First grade?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten or
first grade? 6?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do you know what I'm saying? Because you got a kid that's about to be.
No, he ain't nowhere close.
But I mean, like, you got a kid that's about to be going into that system.
Yeah.
So is it lock the kid up because they're acting up in school, or is it contact the parents? Because when I was acting up in school, they contacted the parents.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, regardless, I done seen people act the fuck up in school, but they ain't get the police called on them and get restraint. Even if the resource officer came, they took them to the office, to the principal office, because at 6 years old, you still have some idea, you still have some kind of thought process of authority. So the principal office is still like, ooh, that's a principal office. See what I'm saying? Even if you don't care about what your teacher got to say, the principal office is still the principal office. You know, I'm going to call your mama should still be, I'm going to call your mama. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of these days ain't want to call them mama.
So, yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm be just as fool as a church.
That's true. But I just think it was fucked up the way he handled it.
I mean, hearing it,
You know, because he ain't had to handle it in the manner that he did. And the attitude that he had based on what he said made it worse, because it's like, this is a trophy for you.
Yeah, and see, I don't want people to get it misconstrued about, you know, yeah, I am different, but I'm asking questions that other people are going to ask. It's going to be double-sided questions.
But see, I don't think we can't have a conversation where we ask questions. Mm-hmm. I don't think we that fucked up as well out there online, shit like that. Yeah, but in here, we can ask these questions and have a real conversation in regards to it.
That's what I'm saying. What that's why I had to ask you, what did the baby do? How was the baby acting? Normal tantrum? Or we done seen them. We done been out and about and seen, and it ain't just black kids. I done seen little white kids have the worst tantrums in the middle of the store that you would ever see. And I be like, shit, boy, my baby never do that shit.
Throwing shit, cutting up, cussing out your parents, shit like that. I done seen all of that. You know, and that's just the point. Had it been a little white girl, I don't think it would flow that way.
Oh, he might have did the same thing. You don't know what was in the brother's head?
I don't think so.
It could have been the same thing, man.
You see, the problem is when we look at these situations, it never goes the other way.
Man, if I was a cop, I'd do white people just like black cops do. I mean, just like, I'd do white people just like how white cops do black people.
I would hope so. The problem is that doesn't happen.
They done made a couple of movies about it, too.
The problem is that doesn't happen. What happens is you treat poor white people the way you would treat any black person. See what I'm saying? Like,
no, I don't see what you're saying.
All right,
I don't do that. I treat them all the same.
I'm not talking about
I know what you're saying.
I'm saying the system and the police officers that operate.
Those white people treat those white people just as bad as they treat niggas too.
But that's exactly my point. My point is,
except for Trump,
it shouldn't. If you're supposed to main order, if you're supposed to uphold order, it shouldn't matter the social status of the person. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? If you're a black person, if you're a poor white person, or if you're a rich or, decent middle class white person, it shouldn't make a difference the way that a resource officer handles your children in school or a regular officer would handle your children. That was the problem with stop and frisk. Stop and frisk was, all right, little white kid with a Uzi and a blunt walking past me, go do your thing. Little black kid with books, let me roughen you up. Plant some drugs on you. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference in the system. If you do the same things with everybody, nobody can complain.
Right.
That's the whole point. It's only when you showing favoritism to a group where it becomes a problem. So if he would have treated a little white girl the same way, handcuff her and put her ass in the police car, he still would have got fired. He would have got fired quicker. He probably would have got brought up on charges. You see what I'm saying? Like, our kids, like that little girl who got slammed by the police outside the pool, he picked that little black girl up and fling her ass. The little black girl who got fling out the desk. You know what I'm saying? Like, these officers still, from my knowledge, had their job at the time. So it don't matter how you do a little black kid. It only matters how you do a white kid that, you know what I'm saying?
No, because they had that teacher in Texas who was black, and she jumped across the table and whooped some little student in the ass, and they fired her so goddamn, brought charges and fired her ass.
Yeah.
But I mean,
She jumped across and hit who?
What one of them students asked, I don't know if the student was
And
mixed
she
or
was a
Mexican.
black teacher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why her ass got gone. Not to say they would have kept the white teacher who beat up a student.
But the white teacher wouldn't do it, though.
They would have fired a white teacher who beat up a student.
I don't know, man. It's weird, man. I guess, you know, the way I look at these people nowadays, it's weird, man.
But it still comes from the same system. That's why that's why racism is systematic. Everything we talking about today has to do with racism in the system. You know what I'm saying? These people wouldn't feel they could do the things they do if they ain't been in the system that allowed it. In every aspect. They wouldn't be cheating in the elections. They wouldn't be letting the motherfucking virus run rampant because it don't fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't, like, all of this shit wouldn't be going on if the system didn't exist.
But, yeah. But some of us are like, I mean, again, I hate to be the devil's advocate here, man, but some of us, like, shit don't be happening to me, so I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Of course. Until the shit happens.
I mean,
that's the problem. Everybody be like, cool. We talked about that the last time. We talked about kids getting kidnapped. Motherfuckers ain't give a fuck until your kid get kidnapped.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying.
Oh shit, everybody care about my kid. And then the person prior is like, nigga, you ain't gave a fuck about
mine. Yeah,
just like
that's what I'm saying. It's weird out here, man.
Just like with black and brown issues. You know, black people be saying black and brown. Brown people be like brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then now black people like, well shit, fuck the brown. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about us.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all ain't watching for Trayvon.
No,
but it's all a part of the same system. Unfortunately, it's amazing to look at how this one thing has fucked up this whole world. The system of white supremacy and racism has fucked up the whole world. Now, maybe if that didn't exist, maybe motherfuckers would be.
Can you really say the whole? Can you really say the whole world? Because there's some countries out there that don't get fucked with.
Nah, none of these countries avoid a racism. Why you think when Haiti revolted, Haiti became one of the poorest countries that exist? Because the system of white supremacy said, if y'all fuck with Haiti, we ain't fucking with y'all.
Yeah.
Otherwise, shit, it would have been more uprisings of black countries.
Yeah.
But if you shut down the money, you shut down the ability to trade.
Well, goddamn, old Robert Mugabe ain't never needed none of their fucking money.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh shit, come on, brother. He was a ruler over there in Africa. I forget exactly what country.
Well, you talking about Africa?
Yeah,
that's different.
But we talking about the world. Ain't Africa in the world?
But yeah, it's if you got certain tribes,
and there's a lot of countries in Africa that were colonized
right.
by Dutch and English. I'm just saying there are countries out there that didn't get fucked with.
Right.
You tried.
You got tribes. You got tribes and you got countries, places that exist, and they exist in the manner of how they always exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's because they are self-reliant. They don't rely on the world. They don't need to trade. They don't need to deal with the system of money. They don't need all of that shit. They got exactly what they need from the low consolidated area that they are. You know what I'm saying? So that's understandable. And, you know, maybe if all these places had the resources or you decide to use less, maybe you could be self-sufficient too. Yeah. No different than a motherfucker living off somewhere on their own land who grow their own food and grow their own shit and got their own land stock. You know what I'm saying? As long as no disease don't wipe your animals out and no bad time wipe out your soil and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? You could pretty much be self-sufficient. It's only when something happens that you need to rely on others. And that's when you gotta build with other people and hope that they build with you. Because if you got the wood and I got the concrete, you know, we kind of got to come together in some way, shape, or form to build this motherfucking house.
Nah, man. I don't need your fucking concrete, man. I'll build my floor out of goddamn mud, nigga.
Word.
Fuck your concrete.
That might be a bad example, but you get what I'm saying.
No, but I'll be that dude. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
don't need you, but fuck you.
Until it start raining and your shit roll off.
Then you got to come back with the hey, man.
And my concrete block is still up.
But that's what some of us have.
It's cold out there, baby.
So some of us have hard heads. That's all I'm saying.
It's cold out there,
man,
baby.
Fuck that nigga and his concrete, man. This floor be dry unless it rains.
This concrete is good. It's cold out there, baby. I see you flowing down the river.
Shit.
You know, but that's what it is, man. I don't know. I don't know what the system would be replaced with if it was replaced. So you know,
it's going on too long. Could it ever be replaced?
I don't think so. I think that's why they
get better in it.
I think that's why they fight so hard against black people getting a leg up, because they feel like, well, shit, once they get it, we never get it back, and they gonna make it black supremacy, and you know, carry on the way we carried on.
But that time's coming, man, because those people are dying out, literally.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the world is becoming more black and brown.
And blacker. Regardless.
Man, listen, man, the hybrid child is prevalent.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean mixed, mulatto, mixed up butter babies, caramel kids. Yeah. It's, bruh, shit, these fucking ain't gonna stand a chance. Yeah. But then with that, it's all gonna be on how you raise them.
Yeah. At the end of the day, man, I think, you know, it'll all work itself out. I think that, you know, what goes up is going to come down at some point in time. So
it's already been 400, goddamn 500 years.
It's been longer than that. But the whole point is, like, you know, that's the reason why now we looking at all the shit we going through as systematic. Before, we was just like, why are these people doing this shit? You know what I'm saying? Now we looking at it as systematic. Now we looking at the pain that we distributing from our kids and where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And now we breaking all of that shit down to be able to understand it.
Excuse me.
Our kids' generation to hopefully be past that shit to the point to where they excelling opposed to just understanding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we only a few generations from when they had us locked in chains trying to take away everything we ever knew.
Oh yeah, we're not too far out.
So, you know what I'm saying? It ain't take us long to get here. So the whole point is to show you
4, maybe 5.
Who was the most sophisticated of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, for us to be able to go from slaves and bondage to be able to create what we created now at this point in time.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of continuing to build. Maybe not in my lifetime, but, you know, hopefully in my kids or my grandkids' lifetime, they'll see a big change and a difference in it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think we done did our politics as usual. Anything you want to give to the people, man?
No.
Shit.
What? I mean, like what? I'm not selling nothing.
Big, Black and Unsuccessful, man. We out.
You can catch the show on all streaming platforms.
Word.
The platform of your choice, you're choosing. Put in the barcode, Big, Black, Unsuccessful. I'm pretty sure you can catch our episodes. Word. Or your favorite episodes.
So you either watch the video or you can listen to the podcast. Anywhere you listen to the podcast.
Hey, man, because listen, man, ain't nothing better than watching the varsity squad do their thing, man. But, you know, y'all enjoy them, the junior varsity, B teams, and G League squads out there, man.
And the bench players, you know.
There's a lot of them out there too, man.
Watch the bench players during practice, the practice squad.
Shout out to our senior volleyball squad.
Word. And we out, people.
Peace.